Okay, yeah, that's dope, man. Let's roll into it.
Let's get into it. Lon,
Man.
I'll place you on the side. Right now, we need to talk about Epstein again.
What a wazzy,
But
what
we'll
a
make sure that we
woozy.
celebrate your birthday, bud. Justin, tell me what's going on with Epstein, buddy.
Oh,
I've been in the trenches. So when we talk charts, let me have at it. But I'm gonna need you to fill in on some of this world news for me, bud.
let me fill you guys. We're starting off with the world news, okay? We're starting off the world news like we do. Then we dive into the stocks. Then we dive into the crypto. World news is important because it kind of gives you a general sense of where the world's at right now, and that can reflect the markets. But anyways, the Epstein news, people aren't letting go of it. It's it's back in the limelight again. Before Trump was trying to brush it off, even though his whole campaign, one of his campaign promises was to release the Epstein files. And then once he got into office, he's calling it a Democratic distraction divergence thing. He was just trying to downplay it. He's like, I don't know why people care about the Epstein files so much. He's saying, oh, there was no this, and I'm not going to say the word, but there was no this and that involved. On how Jeffrey Epstein passed away, if you know what I'm saying, right? Now that it's like I think now that Trump realizes that people really aren't letting go of this, he's now turned the tables and has said, and he has called on Congress to release the Epstein files. Now he wants them to release it, and he's pushing Congress to do so, which makes me wonder: do you think they were taking this time to clean it up a little bit?
There was something weird where they came out with the story of and they redacted a victim, but that victim had already came out and was open with it, and some more light was shed on the situation, and basically the only reason that came out as a redacted document was just to stir up more stuff like, oh, who is this redacted person? But the person that they redacted already came forward with it. So I think this whole Epstein stuff is I don't know, man.
Well,
It's tough to
on
say.
top of that, Trump has called on the Justice Department to investigate it even further. He's making claims that, of course, like, the Clintons, I mean, I think we all knew this, but the Clintons were involved in some pretty heinous activity. I shouldn't say anymore because what the Clintons are capable of, what they're known for. But he also named one of the JP Morgan Chase's CEO. What's his name?
I always forget that guy's name.
Not Jamie Dimon. It wasn't Jamie Dimon, but he named him. Oh yeah, here we go.
The CEO,
Former Treasury Secretary, not CEO, Larry Summers.
Oh,
Larry Summers, and LinkedIn founder Reid Hoffman. Do you know what these?
Dude.
You know what these two have in common though?
What?
These are prominent. These are like huge Democrat donors, and yeah, I mean, it's just again another political witch hunt. Dude, Reid Hoffman, man, what I was not expecting that name to be thrown around. I went to his Twitter earlier, and he's just like, he's like, he's basically saying it's all BS, and he's like super slanderous. And yeah, I mean, he's like, dude, show out there. I got nothing to hide, but like, that's, and that's where we're at with the Epstein files, guys. So I think, I think what's going to happen too. I think when they do get released, we're going to get some janky 80% redacted BS like we got with the didn't they release they released the JFK files, right?
Yeah, but nothing was ever really said about it.
Because 80% of it was redacted, dude.
Yeah.
I guarantee it's the same thing that's going to happen over here. But yeah, I mean,
Have you guys been watching the new South Parks? If you haven't been watching the new South Parks, they're pretty on point with the last couple of episodes with like everything that's going on. South Park is savage. I don't know, man. I think there's information in those files that hurt both sides, and neither side really wants it to come out. And it's just kind of like, it's like a whole boys club up there, it's a whole boys and girls club. You know, Trump a long time ago was saying that he doesn't want like innocent lives or innocent family lives ruined. And I think what he meant by that was basically, if all those scandals linked, a lot of marriages and relationships would probably be front and center of the most famous people in the world or people up in power. So I think, but both sides are just kind of trying to brush this under the rug. I don't know.
the Trump is Homelander right now, where he's starting to turn. When Homelander, in the beginning of The Boys, where Homelander like really cares about his image and doesn't want like certain stuff to leak about his, about his character or like all the wrongdoings he did, and then people try to come to him to try to blackmail him or threaten him, and then you start seeing Homelander starting to turn, and he's basically saying, you remember he's like, remember when that? Did you ever watch The Boys?
I watched a few episodes of The Boys, all the violent
So
episodes.
you probably don't know what I'm talking about when he's like, when he turns around to Starlander and he's like, "Go ahead, show everybody, release it. Let's light
No,
this candle. Let's light
no,
this
I
candle."
don't. I don't.
Oh, all right. Well, dude, become a little bit more
So
cultured.
I like how you're twirling that. Are you trying to battle my mustache on live right now, dude?
I'm twisting it.
Yo, why is this guy trying to battle my mustache right now for best stash?
No, can you twist it like that?
I mean, of course I can. Mine's clearly longer than yours right now.
Twist it.
Okay, Mr. Oliver Twist. What's the next topic?
All right, guys. This is more economic related, okay? Because we're just coming off of a government shutdown, right? And what's coming up is all these data reports.
Yo, you're gonna look like Jack Sparrow from Singapore if you keep going.
Oh my god, Mister. Well, I didn't eat or drink water for 12 days in the back mountains of Alaska. All right, bud. Yeah. Anyway, so guys, how we're just coming off of a government shutdown. There's some crucial data that still needs to be released. We didn't get any in October, obviously, and now it's coming out in November. And this is like job data, CPI data, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. However, this month's job data, or and other financial data, is going to be very complicated. They are going, it's a lot of the numbers might be a little bit misconstrued, and they're going to be aggregating numbers from October and this month put together. It might not give an accurate depiction of what's to come, so that could set some head waves in the market. It could go either side, to be honest. But yeah, just something that we need to look out for. I will say this: unemployment is still pretty high. I know in Nevada has the highest unemployment in the country. So
the casinos keep cutting, man.
they do. Casinos are cutting, tourism is down. Usually when we got to look at like this, like usually jobs that cater to, we're just twisting over here.
Mm-hmm.
Usually jobs that cater to luxuries, which a lot of like tourist areas do. These are not necessities in a person's spending. So usually if we go into economic hardship or like downturns, like when people start cutting costs, Usually the leisurely things are the first things to go. You know, and that's I could only and I forgot where I heard this from, but someone said Las Vegas is a really good economic indicator of how the economy is doing.
Sure.
And if Las Vegas isn't doing good, nowhere's doing good.
If the fear greed index meter is off at the Justin, by the way, you're right. I can't twist it as much as you. My shit's too coarse. I stand corrected. If the strip clubs are slow in Las Vegas, that is the first indicator. We've seen this time and time again. This indicator does not fail. It's more accurate than Jim Cramer is wrong.
You know what's crazy about Jim Cramer? And I'm actually gonna give Jim Cramer's flowers. But before he went on to the news and did his little thing, he was like one of the most well-respected hedge fund managers there ever was.
Was he really?
Yeah. Swear to God. Look it up, dude. Look it up. Like he was like an absolute like monster on Wall Street.
Then you know what? I stand by my logic that you can't be that wrong all the time to where it does the exact opposite that accurately. So what I was saying like forever ago, I was like, what if Jim Cramer is more Elon Musk than Elon Musk is Elon Musk? Because Elon Musk loves to drop the Easter eggs and kind of be like a quote unquote hero on X, right? But what if Jim Cramer is secretly giving you opposite signals on purpose? Because if you just did the opposite, this guy's hitting like 95% of the time.
Dude, listen to this. This is like almost like as much as I think like you guys are all familiar with the Medallion Fund, right? From Renaissance. If you got
only fund.
Yeah, if you guys aren't, basically this fund is like the best returning fund. I think they do like 30 to 34% annually on return. And like I said, invite only previous employees can and current employees can invest in this hedge fund, and it's all done by an algorithm, and it's like the most closely guarded algorithm out there. But yeah, that's the Medallion Fund. Jim Cramer from 1987 to 2001 was operated one of the most successful hedge funds in the world, dude, with a 12-year track record of 24% average annual return.
That's crazy for big money.
That's really crazy, dude. Jim Cramer, man. People don't realize that, but like he used to be an absolute dog, not a wolf, a dog on Wall Street. Okay.
Then I stand by my statement: is he was a low-key Robin Hood, and you guys don't even realize it.
Guy knows his stuff. But yeah, dude. I mean, Jim Cramer, dude. Jim Cramer.
So that stimmy got approved, eh?
It did. But dude, it's crazy because we were talking about this yesterday too. Remember, like I was saying, dude, it's probably not going to come out till mid-time next year, and that's Trump announced today. That's when it's coming. Is mid 2026. Dividend will be sent to Americans. So not on your taxes, guys. It's not going to be on your tax return. You're probably going to get a cold hard check that you could cash. All right, that you could cash.
Question: Is it a tax-free check or is it an income check?
I don't think it's going to be taxable. If that is what you're asking.
Yeah.
Oh, like if it's going to be
if
it's classified as income.
Yeah.
Was the stimulus in COVID taxable?
Yes, I'm pretty sure. Let me fact check. I'm pretty sure.
I do know when you did your taxes, you had to like put something that you got it.
No, it wasn't. I apologize.
Man, that would be really shisty if like someone that you pay taxes to gives you money, you pay taxes on that again.
Well, I mean, would you be shocked?
I wouldn't. That's the sad part. I actually wouldn't be shocked.
You pay sales tax when you buy something, and then you pay tax if you sell it and you make money on it. What kind of scam system is that? And you already pay tax on the money to buy that. What kind of tax is that?
It's ludicrous, bro. I went out to
Free country, my ass.
You want to know something crazy? And I don't know if it just like, and I came to find out that like this was like legislation passed not too long ago, like a couple years ago or something like that. I don't know if this averages to like the total amount of the processing fee, but I went out to eat the other day, right? And I paid for it. And then I'd look at the bill, right, of all the things I ordered, and underneath every single item, there was a card processing fee. Now, is that and now is that like I'm assuming it's 3% on each of the item, but does that eventually equal to 3% on the total bill? Is it like the same math?
It's the same math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why they put it like that. Stupid. Like, let's get a better system. I don't know. But
that's crazy that they're charging you for the credit card fee, bro.
Normally the
business just eats that fee.
Bro, the government used to eat that fee too. But yeah, man, I got charged a credit card fee, tax, like you get the sales tax and just tax this, tax that, tax my income, tax me when I buy something, like tax me when I fart. Like
it's modern slavery, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Sure is. Like, dude, taxes it's out of control.
The solution is everyone pays 10%. Everyone. And you axe down the overweight government.
Yeah.
Too many bodies in the government.
Too many bodies.
We need Doge to speed it up.
We need Doge to reactivate and go into hyperdrive. I would love 10%.
Back at the helm. Just
talk about a surge in economic explosion of growth if there was a flat 10% tax.
Oh my God. Could you imagine? Like, who needs a Band-Aid stimmy? Who needs this predatory 50 freaking year mortgage? What? Dude, how about, how many times have the American people bailed out the banks, the hedge funds, this and that? You want to help out the people? How about you wipe out all the credit card debt? Why not? The American people have bailed out the banks a million times, bailed out the hedge funds a million times. How about you guys bail us out? And then watch the freaking stimulus actually stimulate. You know what I'm saying?
Renee, how you doing? Welcome.
How you doing?
Welcome. Hi, Renee. We miss you, Renee.
That's our queen.
That's Queen Renee. Respect. Everyone in the chat, show Renee some respect. Say hello.
Say hello. Queen.
Hold on, say hello to Renee. Anyways, YF Daddy, what's going on, bro? How are you, man? Thanks for joining. All right, dude, we're about to dive into the stock news. That's pretty much all that's going on in the world news right now. A lot of commotion. There's some little stuff like we have a trade deal with Switzerland now, 15% both ways. China trade deal expected to come before Thanksgiving. But yeah.
Switzerland.
Switz, man. Switz.
How do you charge me $40 for McDonald's?
That was wild, bro. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
$35 for ramen?
And Lucerne, too. Dude, $40 for ramen in Vienna, too, right?
No. Way less in Vienna, bro.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
It was like 28 euros, bro.
Oh, okay.
That was like 25 euros. Yeah, 25 euros. But in Switzerland, it was like 25 to 28 francs. And that's 25% stronger than the dollar. Oh my God, dude. I'm having PTSD just thinking about it.
I'm traumatized.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
How do people live here? How do people live here? Okay.
There is a massive isolated crypto stock sell-off, which is obviously no surprise, or shouldn't be any much of a surprise, but you got your favorite miners like Cypher, Mara, Hut down about 50% from just a month ago. So you got MSTR that's down. How much are they down? They are down a whopping 50% from July, but yeah, they're down another 50% just from
And we're going to get
October.
into that. We're going to get into the DATs. We're going to get into DATs when we talk about crypto because there's a lot to say about DATs. But yeah, go on.
But yeah, so guys, we're in a interesting market condition, and it's hard to be bearish on the market as a whole. Obviously, when we're talking about crypto, yes, for sure bearish there, right? But when we're talking about the market as a whole, it's tough to be bearish because Google just hit new all-time highs today. The S&P 500 just hit all-time highs 7 days ago, a week ago. Apple just hit all-time highs a week ago. So, like, the Mag 7 is performing well overall. The S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, they're all performing well. Crypto is getting slaughtered. Crypto is depegged from the stock market. However, if you look how extended we are in the S&P 500, it is quite extended. I think we're due for a pullback like we have been getting towards the 650 range, which is like 6,500. I'm talking about the SPY ETFs like 650. But something lurks in the darkness in 2 days, guys. You know how we just had earnings on all the big companies? Well, you remember one was in the shadows, right? Just the biggest company in the world, Nvidia. Nvidia is reporting earnings in 2 days.
Yep.
2 days. What happens with Nvidia is going to be very, very interesting to see what happens in the stock market. But again, I don't want to get too ahead of the show today, but like I said, it's hard to be bearish on the whole market when certain assets are performing so well. But when it comes to crypto, crypto is selling off. It is depegged from the stock market. And the only time that it really gets depegged, meaning that it follows the stock market, is when there's catalysts in the crypto market. There hasn't been any major crypto catalysts since the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF news on crypto. So right now we're just seeing a crypto sell-off that's not really based on news. And I think that flash liquidation event is having a rippling effect right now, like an atom bomb would, right? Slowly people are dying off, right? It's like the people that didn't die off right from that liquidation had like maybe 10% of their accounts left, and they're trying to go max all in on trades, and people are dying out. People are getting pushed to exhaustion. And one sec, Justin, I've been around enough cycles and realizing it. This one is clear as ever. And I was talking to Justin about this, and I'm seeing it clear as ever because before last cycle, I gave some profits away at this time. The cycle before that, I gave all profits away at this time, and I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing the pattern, I'm seeing the vibe, I'm seeing the energy all around on crypto Twitter, on Instagram, in different groups. So people are so close to the point of exhaustion where they're giving up all discipline in the market and throwing bomber Hail Marys. And it's right around this time when people completely give up that the market just rips the other way, and people don't believe it until it's already near previous all-time high or new all-time high, and then they buy in again. I've seen this cycle so many times. Huh, Justin?
Dude, and there's literally a part in the cycle, like literally a part in the cycle that's called disbelief. And that's what we're talking about right now. I was just gonna say, Art, like a lot of this sell-off is leverage sell-off. It really is. It's people trying to play catch up. It's people they went from being like complacent to just like in utter disbelief where we're going right now, and then before you know it, it's running and they're completely sidelined.
Yep.
Guys, we're not trying. I just want to point something out. Like we're not trying to scare you right now, saying, "Oh, the market's done, chop chop." No, 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 no. If you guys have been around stock long enough, like we're about to eat everybody's lunch at the end of the day.
I'm
Like,
hungry.
like, these are the times where we're gonna freaking shine. Like, yes, there's points of like stagnation where we're just sitting on our hands waiting for like a setup or like actual confirmation, and sometimes it takes time. And listen, I'll say it right now: a lot of you freaking guys get a little too impatient, and you start gambling, and then you go down this freaking spiral, and then next thing you know, you're not shorting your freaking balls off because you don't have any capital left because you're gambling because you weren't patient enough. Just hold on. Okay. Um, but also like remain optimistic about crypto at the end of the day. But before we talk crypto, let's talk a little bit more about stocks. I thought this was pretty cool. You might call it late to the party, but like, I mean, dude, you guys saw. Would you agree that Google was probably the best performer by a good margin these past couple months?
Uh, yeah, it was also the stock that I was screaming a couple months ago. Like I'm still screaming PayPal is still completely underrated and underperforming for what it will do.
I
But
mean, bro, personally, I've been seeing you trade Google options like a lot lately. For the past, even when we're in Europe, like literally, it seemed like there's the only option you were trying. I was like, all right, bro, give it a rest, like Jesus. But yeah, I mean, dude, Berkshire, has a stake of $4.3 billion, has a new stake of $4.3 billion in Alphabet. That's why you saw the surge in Google last night. But yeah, man. And then now
you
Berkshire
don't see
Hathaway.
Mr. Buffet getting big positions like that for no reason.
No, dude, and well, to be honest, I think it was like his. I mean, yeah, of course, he was like, of course, he had some role in it, but his investment managers, Tom Combs and Ted Weschler, were more likely the ones behind it. But listen, they know what they're doing. But now, yeah, now they're top. Now they're top 10. Now they're part of the top 10 equity holders in Google. So yeah, I think they know something.
Bullish.
Yeah, very bullish. Yeah, but yeah,
Yo, I think 2026 is going to be the biggest year that crypto had.
really.
I know that's not what the rest of the world is saying, but
Like I was saying, guys, because now we're going to talk about crypto. I want to say something before we start diving into these topics, because these topics could be a little bit of fear mongering, but they're really not. Okay, I'm just reporting what we're seeing. Okay, at the end of the day, you remember where we're at in this administration and what crypto has become, and take your head out of the price action so much and focus on these things long term. Okay, this is a reason not to lose hope. And I came across this day, and and sometimes I like to like remind myself of where we're at and why you should long term remain bullish. Short term bearish, that's fine. Okay, at the end of the day, dude, US inflation, I know it might not seem like it, but it's hovering at or below 3%. Okay, we've gotten 2 rate cuts already. There's definitely going to be more. You have crypto ETFs. You have the biggest asset managers and banks pushing crypto. Literally, biggest assets and banks in the world pushing crypto. Okay. We have a pro crypto SEC, a pro crypto US president. Okay. So you got to before the SEC was trying to kill crypto, we had no ETFs. Rates were hiking. That was just, like when crypto was running, rates were hiking. Were they not? Like during COVID, they were just starting to go up and up and up and up and up. Celsius blew up, Voyager blew up, 3AC blew up. These huge exchanges and firms blowing up. But now we have like a very pro crypto situation. I personally think I know. On the grand scheme of things, Bitcoin is still $90,000. Ethereum is $3,000. Um, these dips that you're saying are actually, in hindsight, on a larger scale, very minuscule. Can it go further down? Yeah, of course, man. I mean, but dude, how long have we been in crypto, man? Like, nothing should surprise you guys. Anyways,
Blaster, you remember when we were in our team meeting, Blaster was saying like, you know, it's it's almost interesting watching you guys, because you guys have uh been in Bitcoin for so long that you see this shit go from 50 to 20, 100 to 80. Like, you see this, so like you're just numb to it. You're just like numb to it. The
yeah.
end of the day, you zoom out and you see the bigger picture. It's like, what's happening now that hasn't happened before already, a dozen, if not 1,000 times in front of our eyes.
And I want to be clear too, man. Like, and Arthur, you do this, I do this, but we DCA into Bitcoin and Ethereum like every week, pretty much.
Every week, yeah.
Yeah. You know, do we know when to dump like other alts and shit and stable up? Yeah, of course, man. Like, there's definitely listen, there's there's the true testament coins, right? Like BTC, like infrastructure, BTC, Ethereum, and maybe Zcash, maybe something else. But like, for those, for the majority, are very institutionalized now, and those I don't see like being as volatile as they used to be. Um, However, for other alts, if they're not fitting the narrative, yeah, they could get chopped to zero for sure, 1000%. And those are the ones that I have no problem stabling up on, selling on, or playing the cycles on, right? When stuff gets bad. Like, I don't even hold Solana anymore. I don't even hold any alts anymore. I
Fair.
really don't. What?
I said that's fair, dude. I started unloading almost everything. I have that bit of Solana that I told you about, and then I have like a microscopic position in Hype, and that's about it. I sold my Ondo um in the cycle, not as high as I wanted to, but still sold above. I do plan on getting back into it, and I do plan on getting into a few alts here pretty soon. I do think that we are going to touch uh on the way down, because I do think Bitcoin hits 88K, guys. It's pretty
Yeah.
freaking imminent here.
Yeah.
Um, we will see very, very close touches to the bottom of that wick that we saw on October 10th on a lot of coins. You're seeing Pengu slowly drizzle to that wick. You're seeing, stuff like Link drizzle back down towards that wick. So I do think we're going to see a lot of the altcoins get, 20% or so near that wick before we have any serious type of rebound
Yeah.
when it comes to the altcoins. And that should line up with Bitcoin dumping down to 88, so with
Mhm.
Ethereum revisiting 2840 again, which is a level that we've played for years now on ETH, and that's the level that started the rally, was the breakaway of 2840. So I think they're going to try that level again on ETH. So I personally we'll see if I get filled. I hope I get filled because this cycle I did sell 20% of my Ethereum position. That was my largest position that I had. And I stabled up on a lot of everything else that I had. I did well on Hype. I did well on a few other things. I do have big bids on Bitcoin at 88K and Ethereum at 2840 and 2740. Small bids. On ETH, just because I already have quite a bit of ETH, but I do have a big bid on Bitcoin at 88K. I think that's where the bleed stops. Um, Man, Max Payne. I'm thinking
77.
worst, huh?
77.
Yeah,
Or
like worst case scenario, we're talking like 77 to 80. That's like max pain.
mm, yeah. And this segues me, guys, into DATs. DATs being digital asset treasury companies. So when I say digital asset treasury companies, just know I'm talking about MicroStrategy, SharpLink Gaming, BMNR. Okay, these are MetaPlanet. These are all companies where their business model is to basically borrow money to buy either Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whatever crypto asset, in hopes of, well, not in hopes, because it statistically it kind of does happen, but the appreciation of the token to pay off the loan and make a little bit of profit. But they're in a bad spot right now. Okay. Except for I personally think MicroStrategy is fine. I've been looking at the Saylor tracker. Dude, their average is like 74K on Bitcoin. But we'll dive into that. But yeah, the latest leg down in Bitcoin and Ethereum has spilled over into the public companies, the DATs that created their business models around buying them. Saylor's strategy has captured headlines, now down over 50% from its intra-year high at $455, now $200. One of the other leading Bitcoin DATs in MetaPlanet is down 80%. The ETH treasuries have it even worse. SharpLink has plummeted nearly 90% from its 2025 highs, 70% from its local high. Tom Lee's BMNR is now down roughly 30% in the latest ETH slide. Um, but yeah,
I mean, dude, we were saying this as we kept going to every conference this year. We're like, this is all we're hearing. Everyone's got the same game plan. So when everyone's got the same game plan, it's like musical chairs. Who's gonna dump on who? Who's gonna get the last seat? And if you remember when we were in Bitcoin Vegas, it was actually the guy at MetaPlanet that was talking about it. So he was saying what is going to differentiate one DAT from another, one treasury company from another, is their volatility strategy, how they perform during volatility. So we all know that, most of us all know that the strategy behind a treasury company, in an essence, is collect money, buy Bitcoin, issue debt in the form of stock, buy Bitcoin. That's basically like the outline for all of these companies. Now, how they differ from one another is the volatility strategy that they all have, right? Is how does one company compared to the other company use the volatility in the market as an edge, right? Do they do some kind of hedging strategy? Do they short on perpetual, on leverage? Do they do this, or do they do that? So it's going to be very interesting to see which one of these companies implode, because I can guarantee 1, 2, or 3 of them are going to implode. You can't have so many of them doing the same thing, because they're basically playing chess with each other. They're going to attack one another just like these hedge funds do.
dude, bro, freaking, I'm sorry. Go ahead if you were gonna say something
No, I was
more.
just gonna say, just like these hedge funds do, right? It was a battle of hedge funds versus hedge funds. If you really break down what happened with GameStop and AMC,
Mhm.
specifically GameStop, it was a battle of 3 hedge funds versus versus 2 other hedge funds at the end of the day. So this is what you're gonna see with this. So you were
Yeah,
saying?
dude. And I mean, just to like, bro, just I was discussing this earlier in my TikTok live. I was like, dude, honestly, I think the biggest threat we see here, because I mean, dude, if you think about it, every bear cycle we have some kind of platform that implodes, right? Whether it be a firm, whether it be an exchange, whether it be major stablecoin depegging, case in point, Luna, FTX, Three Arrows Capital, right? And then these start causing domino effects. My biggest worry is if like is if one of these big big treasury companies gets liquidated or defaults on their loan or whatever the case may be, and they're forced to sell their massive like Bitcoin holding. I think the biggest threat is that triggering a ripple effect with other digital asset treasury companies forcing to sell, just following suit. I mean, dude, look. I mean, here's a small one though. Saquon or whatever. They had to sell. They had to sell 970 Bitcoin, uh, and that's 30% of their supply to pay down debt because of Bitcoin's price action. So you're already starting to see the ripples a little bit. I think what will go away first when it comes to the digital asset treasury companies are the coins that kind of explored in the more exotic tokens, right? And the more riskier alts, right? Not just Bitcoin, not just Ethereum, but they start going with like the AVAXs, with the hyper liquids, with the XRPs or with stuff like that, right?
Bro, that just makes me think of like all those crazy ETFs news that we were getting the last bit before the market dumped. I'm like, dude, come on. What is this bullshit news?
A MOG ETF.
A MOG ETF, a Pengu ETF. Like, how personally upset I was when I heard about the
You
Pengu
were,
ETF.
dude. There's just some things that don't need to be a financial vehicle like that. I know. Listen, I know at first glance, like that's a super dope, sexy thing. Like, especially if
It's
you
not though, if you really think about it. It's moronic. Sorry. It
in the
is.
grand scheme of things, it is moronic, right? It is. But at first glance, especially if you're a holder of one of those meme coins and you're a part of that process where your meme coin turned into a financial vehicle like a legit financial vehicle, like that's a cool feeling. But at the grand scheme of things, again, yeah, it's moronic as shit, dude. Like, uh, it's sometimes we're moving too fast. At the end of the
Slow
day,
it down.
we're moving too fast.
Dude, this AI is moving too fast, but that's a different topic.
Yeah, man. I mean, but yeah, also Michael Saylor, man, you guys saw what he posted. He posted that picture of him escaping a sinking ship on an orange life raft. Some people say Bitcoin is the sinking ship. Some people say the life raft is Bitcoin.
That is like the worst photo that you could have posted because it was so bound to get so misinterpreted. Like,
Yeah, maybe he did it on purpose.
I was gonna say, like, there's no like logical way you would have thought that wouldn't have caused a ton of commotion.
It
Like, why
definitely
did
did
he
wasn't
do it?
received well. It definitely wasn't received
No,
well.
it wasn't. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna pull the parachute and get out."
Yep.
If you guys don't know, they say that Michael Saylor's was the start of the .com bubble crash. So you guys can Google that if you'd like. But
Yeah. And people said Michael Saylor's been selling, but Michael Saylor came out and said that's absolutely false. Even though Arkham Intelligence said that MicroStrategy supply went down, um, Michael Saylor claims that's completely false. And matter of fact, they're still buying. They're still buying. So we're buying
Arkham,
more.
wait, Arkham confirmed their holdings went down, or did it get transferred to wallets?
Their supply went down. That's all I read.
Is Sailor Tracker a scam now?
Uh,
I don't see any sales over here.
it's either Arkham got it wrong or Sailor Tracker's not
There,
reporting.
I mean, you were right, dude. Their average says 74K.
Yeah, and they have 649,000 Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but Arkham says, huh? Arkham Intelligence. Let's look this on the spot.
I'm
Arkham
gonna
Intelligence.
share this link with the X community if you guys want to track it. Justin, go ahead.
No, I'm just looking up Arkham Intelligence MicroStrategy. See what they say. Okay, right here. All right, let's see. Okay, so they have on Arkham it says 467. but MicroStrategy says 649.
649,000. Yeah.
Dude, Arkham literally shows 467,000 Bitcoin.
That's a huge discrepancy.
That's a big discrepancy. Something's not right here, guys. Can we get the real? Can somebody get us the real number?
Oh my gosh, dude. Yes. Oh my God. Yo, what did I say about this to you, Justin? Look, David Hogan says this reminds me of Spock's in 2020. So, wasn't I just talking about the whole Spock fucking damn it. Wasn't I just talking about the whole Spock scandal in 2020 and 2021? So,
Yeah.
yo, David, for the life of me, what was the famous Indian tech guy that kept pumping out Spock after Spock after Spock, scam after scam after scam? This is just like the Spocks, dude. You couldn't be any more right with that statement because I said this like a few weeks ago. This is just like Spock season all over again.
What did Spock stand for again?
Scam. Hold on, let me tell you because I don't know the exact phrase. It's there we go. A special purpose acquisition company. What that basically means is you could get around all of like the mandatory requirements that the SEC requires for you to get listed. Such a scamademic, dude. Okay. Okay, Spock is like you have this like new idea and you think it's going to perform very well. If you have the money, like you can make it go public before it meets all the requirements. And it's usually like a pre-revenue company that has a ton of backing and like a ton of money behind it.
Dude, and you know what, bro? A lot of these DAT companies, their MNAV is less than 1.
You could have been, dude. It's gonna bug me again because I can't remember what was this guy's name that kept doing all the freaking Spocks. I'm gonna Google Spock Master. Nope, that's not pulling up, dude. So someone's got to know this guy. Famous investor, Indian tech guy, Varmaswamy or something like that. Vivek Varmaswamy, something like that. Yeah, that's it. Vivek Ramaswamy, that guy. There we go.
Wait, was it really Vivek?
Yeah, dude, he was a Spock king.
You talk about Vivek that almost got vice president.
Oh shit, maybe it's not. Dude, isn't it? Dude, chat, help us out here. Yeah, bro, him. Yes, him. Yes, it's him for sure. Anyway, moving on. 150 people in the chat.
Woo!
All right. Oh, you're right. I stand corrected.
That sounds like the real name.
Chamath. Yes.
Chamath.
Yes.
Chamath. Come on, Chamath. Get over here, Chamath.
That guy.
Dude, hey, but you're starting to see all these new DeFi products starting to take a big hit. You guys know what Yalla Finance is?
Yalla. No, I don't. What is it?
It's like a DeFi. It's a DeFi platform, just like ENA, right? They had their own stable coin, depegged, bro. The stable coin depegged, and now their token is down 74% within a day because of that depegging, and I'm pretty sure these guys are going to collapse. So you're starting to see the little stuff start to give out. That's how it usually starts. You see the little stuff start to give out, and then the big things start to feel the pressure, and then snap. Yeah. But enough of the doom and gloom, guys. We got some stuff to look forward to. Zcash is super strong. Zcash is super strong. I know you, uh, for the condition we're in, dude, it's holding up pretty nicely, bro. And I just wanted to touch
that. There keeps being outliers. Zen, outlier out of nowhere. Zcash, outlier out of nowhere. Syrup, outlier out of nowhere. It is a different market, guys. You can't throw all your money at shit. Expect trades to work really easy. You really got to pick your poison and trade it right. But there's opportunity everywhere. Zcash, Monero, Zen, Syrup, XOM,
Dash. People forget about Dash.
Dash. Jeez.
OG privacy coin, dude. Dash was doing super good. Zcash, dude. You know what's crazy? When we were shorting Zcash, Kobe literally at the same time came out and like said some bullshit. If you guys don't know who Kobe is, he's like this huge like crypto figure that has more influence than anybody, to be honest. Came out and not even like a post. He was like replying to a tweet of what he thought about Zcash. And it was a bullish tweet, and the thing went soaring right when we put that short in. The timing was just like crazy.
Long story short, be smart. There's still opportunity out there. Hunt for it. If it doesn't look like an A+ setup, if you can't read the chart right away, move on and wait for the next trade.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I haven't traded little in so long. It's been a while.
Yeah. Dude, Astra's been doing good too. Still not at the price we sold at, but it's been creeping up. They were supposed to unlock a bunch of tokens, but they announced a delay on that. And it was, bullish news. And Astra is actually holding up really, really strong. Am I going to go back into Astra? I don't, not right now. Absolutely not. But I'm just surprised at its strength right now, which is like which is a good sign for me to like get a good gauge on Astra of like, of where its legs are at, in my opinion. Yeah. But yeah, dude, did you hear about what happened to that Cardano whale today?
Who unloads a clip that big?
Dude, this guy is a fucking god damn. He is. I'm just gonna go. He is what an absolute dumbass.
Dude, could you imagine how upset he is, bro? He's definitely bought it. The wallet was dormant for 5 years, but for a fact he bought that position probably when I bought 88, freaking 2016, dude. But yeah. I sold. He held the whole way. He held for that long just to get rinsed for 90% of what he earned. Bozo.
Guys, believe it or not,
take your course about Web3.
Guys, believe it or not, there are some Cardano 88 loyalists out there. There used to be a joke going around crypto Twitter for quite some time how Cardano holders love sharing their girlfriends, love sharing their wives. I love sitting in the cuck chair.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I mean, anyways, listen.
Oh my god, dude, this guy sat in the cuck chair and watched all of his pleasure just drain away.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, there was a Cardano whale that had a wallet of just straight up Cardano that at one point was worth $48 million. And this is where he messed up the first time. This dumbass held it all the way down to 7 million or 14 million. I'm sorry. So from 48 million to 14 million, just watch it. Just absolutely just continuously go down by millions. And he just, I don't know what his goal was, but dude, holy crap. I don't care who you are, dude. 48 million, especially if you're a Cardano whale, that's something that you just cash out for Cardano. Anyways, but he held that to 14 million. And then when he went to go finally sell, right? When he went to go stable up, this is where he messed up again. He went to go swap it for a stable coin on Cardano. You guys have to keep something in mind, right? Just because for example, just because there's a tether on Cardano and there's a tether on Solana and there's a tether on Bitcoin or Ethereum, that doesn't mean they share the same liquidity pool. Okay, I'm not saying this guy swapped on Tether, but depending on the chain, these liquidity pools are entirely different. So where this guy went wrong, he went to go swap it for a stable coin in Cardano, in the pool, in the liquidity pool of that stable coin, okay, had nowhere near enough liquidity for this guy to complete that swap. What the fuck?
What just happened?
Dude, what the hell are you doing?
What are you talking about?
All right. Anyways, basically, when he went to go swap for for his swap is $14 million, he lost about $7 million on that swap because there was not enough liquidity in the pool.
Justin, it was 14 million ADA valued at $7 million.
Oh, okay. So he had $7 million worth of ADA, swapped it, and lost $6.2 million. Again, not enough liquidity, and now he only has $847,000 out of the $48 million that he had. And you what a dumbass, dude. His wife, I'm sorry, but your wife probably left you.
He cuckolded his own gains, dude.
That's crazy, bro. Can you imagine the only crypto trade you made in your entire life, and it was a damn good one, it seemed to be, to set you up for life, and you fumbled that shit hard.
You send it to multiple. You break that apart to 5 exchanges and you start micro selling. You don't just blast that in one clip. And for a low liquidity stable coin, a USDA, not even Tether or like a USDC. What are you doing,
dude? You can, bro, and you can even do limit orders on Dexes too. Like you don't have to one clip it. Like he could have easily went on a Jupiter, right, or whatever, and set a limit order of 1,000 sell orders of like whatever price amount, and have that, and have his order filled to the T.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, guys, that's all we got for the crypto stock news.
You ain't giggling.
That's all we got for the market take. I appreciate everybody that stopped by. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Man, you guys let us know if this is a good show or not. Okay, I think it is. I'm gonna hold us accountable to it, Arthur. We're gonna have a dope recording studio for it.
We are, and I'm shorting BNB.
Wow, you heard it here first.
All right, that's all I got. I gotta go. All right, everyone, peace out.
All right, bye.